Good morning. Thank you for joining us for St. Louis University's 2026 Convocation. I ask you to please silence all cell phones. We begin with the bearer of the University Mace, Dr. Kathy Johnson, Executive Vice President and Provost of St. Louis University. We now present the academic deans, the Student Government Association president, and members of the University Leadership Council. Stage party, you may be seated. We now present the president of St. Louis University, Dr. Edward Fazer. The faculty of the schools and colleges of St. Louis University will be escorted by the university marshals. Please welcome the endowed chairs and professors and faculty of St. Louis University. Faculty, you may be seated. To welcome everyone today, it is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kathy Johnson, the Executive Vice President and Provost of St. Louis University. As our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Johnson oversees not only our educational enterprise, but also numerous areas that support students outside of the classroom. Dr. Johnson joined SLU this July after serving as president of the University of New Orleans for 3 years. Previously, she served 8 years as Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer at Indiana University, Indianapolis, one of Indiana's largest urban research universities. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Johnson to her first SLU Convocation.
Good morning, Billikens, and welcome to St. Louis University. Now, while this event is primarily aimed at supporting our newest students, I wanted to extend my gratitude to so many of our returning students, as well as our faculty and staff, for making the time to be here this morning. Thank you all so much. Now for our newest Billikens. Today is more than a convocation. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your life, a chapter that right now is still largely unwritten. It's my first convocation too, and if you're at all like me, you might be a little nervous, but excited about what comes next. You might be wondering whether you will find your people, and whether you are ready for everything that college will ask of you. Let me tell you something. You belong here. You belong here not because you have everything figured out, but because you're willing to begin. Our caring and outstanding faculty and staff will challenge you, but they will do so with compassion and the love that has led them to pursue their careers at a Jesuit research university. You'll learn things in classrooms, libraries, studios, and laboratories, of course, but you will also learn equally important things outside of the classroom. You're going to discover strengths that you didn't know you had. You will encounter ideas that challenge what you thought you knew. You will meet people who may become lifelong friends. You might stumble. We all do. You will almost certainly change your mind. You may discover a passion that you never expected. And somewhere along the way, you will begin to discover not just what you want to do, but who you want to become. So on the journey, lean on your faculty, lean on your advisors, your coaches and friends, lean on other students. Many of our returning students are with us this morning to welcome and support you as you adjust to life at SLU. And now I am really pleased to introduce two of those returning students who will serve as MCs for this morning's ceremony. Mason Bader is the president of SLU's Student Government Association. He is from St. Louis and is majoring in psychology. Mason is a pre-law scholar and serves as a resident advisor for the Diversity and Global Experience. In case that was drowned out, I was saying the Diversity and Global Experiences learning community, for which there is a huge contingent and fan club here. Thanks, guys. You might recognize him from a campus visit. He's also a university ambassador, offering campus tours and helping to host admissions events. Naya Taylor is a junior from Chicago. She is also a psychology major, and I have to say, I'm a psychology professor too, super proud. And like Mason, she works in the Office of Admissions. Naya is involved with campus ministry, SLU Dance Marathon, and the exquisite hip hop dance club. In addition, she's an Oriflamme fall orientation leader, so no doubt you saw her in bright orange this past weekend. And now it is my pleasure to welcome Mason and Naya to the podium.
Again, good morning and welcome. We are delighted you are here for our 2026 New Student Convocation. On this occasion, we especially welcome our new first-year students, our new transfer students, our new international students, and our new graduate students.
The students of St. Louis University represent many countries. When you graduate, you will share the mission of the university with the world. You will become flag bearers for this university. Today, we honor the countries represented by our new students by displaying the flags of their home nations.
We also welcome St. Louis University faculty, staff, and returning students. You are all here today to welcome our new Billikens and kick off the 2026-27 academic year with us. At St. Louis University, it is our tradition to begin important events with an invocation. As you are able, I invite you to rise as Father Don Heiberger of the Society of Jesus, a campus minister at our South Campus, leads us in prayer. Father.
Good morning. I'm sorry, I'm old. I can't hear that. Good morning. I'm also grateful that they turned off the shot clocks. Okay. Loving Creator, we give you thanks for the gift of this day and for the opportunity to gather as the St. Louis University community. You have entrusted each of us with the shared mission to pursue truth for your glory and to use what we learn for the service of all. You have created each of us with unique gifts, experiences, perspectives, and insights. Help us to recognize that our differences are not barriers, but gifts, strengths that become even more powerful when brought together in common pursuit of truth and a commitment to serve others. Teach us to listen to one another and even to ourselves. Give us the patience and the courage to listen beyond words, to hear not only what is spoken, but what is being meant. May our listening be an expression of compassion, respect, and love. Remind each person we encounter that their voice, their story matters. Give us the humility to recognize that we need each other. May we embrace the wisdom that comes from different perspectives and an understanding that we are better when we journey together. May this journey towards truth be filled with purpose, courage, kindness, joy. And as we celebrate this moment, may we also celebrate the promise of all that lies ahead. Amen.
Thank you, Father Heiberger. You may be seated. While y'all are sitting down, I'd like to note that Father Heiberger is our SGA chaplain, meaning he attends our weekly Senate sessions. He serves as chaplain, but also IT, fixing our TV, and he's also a comedian, if you couldn't tell already. And so if you are a new student here today, please get to know him. He's a wonderful person to know. So, as you already heard, this annual celebration is truly a ceremony of new beginnings. Here at St. Louis University, you are called to a life of scholarship, community, service, and transformation. This is not just some marketing jargon, it's a real mission that is lived throughout the halls of St. Louis University. You feel it in your classes, your residence halls, your student organizations, and most importantly, in the people that you meet. When I arrived at SLU, I was incredibly excited, but also incredibly nervous. I remember sitting here in this very arena at my own convocation, thinking, why am I here? What is my purpose here? Did I make the right choice coming here? And how was I going to find my way inside the dolphin pond? Don't worry, paint SLU's on Friday, you can do it then. Those first 3 questions followed me around my first few weeks here as a Billiken, and I didn't have an answer yet. But then I got involved. I joined our Student Government Association as a first-year representative, and for the first time, this place started to feel like home. That feeling of finally belonging somewhere made me want to build that for someone else. So I became a resident advisor, without a doubt the most fulfilling job I've ever held. It's taught me that service isn't just about helping, it's about presence. I still remember a resident coming to my door late one night, just knocking, looking to talk. She was wondering if she was really even here in the right place. I didn't have a perfect answer for her, so I just sat and I listened. That's all. Because in the end, that's what I've learned this place is truly about, presence. Not having it all figured out, just showing up for each other. I encourage you all to be curious, get involved, and find your place. And if you ever need help, my door is always open. You don't have to have anything figured out to be here. You don't have to have achieved anything to belong here. You just have to show up, just like you did today, coming here. So take a look around this room. Do it. Look around. This is the community of St. Louis University, and they are here for each and every one of you. And I am here for each and every one of you.
That's what this community does. It shows up, especially now as you start your journey to create knowledge, pursue justice, and demonstrate leadership. This is a time for new academic pursuits, new friendships, new challenges, and new opportunities to grow in and with the community. 2 years ago, like Mason, I was sitting exactly where you are today. I remember feeling this tingling nervousness in the pit of my stomach. At the time, I wasn't sure if it was nerves, excitement, or maybe just the realization that I forgot my computer at home. But looking back now, I know it was excitement. I was excited for a new chapter. I just had no idea how much that chapter would change me. When I came to SLU, I thought I had a pretty good idea of where I was headed. And then I changed my major, then I changed it again. I even walked away from a co-curricular, something I had planned on doing since my freshman year of high school. At the time, those decisions felt much bigger than they probably sound now. I wondered if changing my mind meant I was falling behind or that I wasn't following the plan I had made for myself. But I've learned that sometimes the most important part of growing is realizing that the person who made the plan is not the same person who decides where it ends. And that is my advice to you as you begin your time at SLU. Give yourself permission to change your mind. You're not committing to one version of yourself today. You are starting a journey where you will learn more about what you value, what you care about, and what you want your life to look like. Maybe you will discover something you love that you never expected. Maybe you will realize that something you once wanted is no longer right for you. That's not failure, that's growth. Don't be afraid to take a different path just because it wasn't the path you originally planned. 2 years ago, I could not have predicted that I would be standing here today talking to you. And that is probably my favorite thing about this place. The person you are today does not have to be the person you graduate as. So, be curious, be willing to try, to fail, to change, and to begin again. You don't need to have your entire future figured out. You just need to be brave enough to keep discovering it.
Moving forward, we know one of the primary reasons that you, our new students, chose to attend St. Louis University is our outstanding reputation for providing an excellent education grounded in Catholic Jesuit values. I know it's why I'm here. As you begin this transformative educational journey, you should know our large faculty and staff are here to support you. One of those outstanding faculty members is Dr. Christina McGroarty, a Jesuit-educated nurse and associate professor in SLU's Trudy Bush Valentine School of Nursing. Dr. McGroarty is also the Level 2 coordinator of the traditional Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. She received the Student Government Association's Faculty Excellence Award in 2024 and 2026, and the Father James Veltri Cura Personalis Faculty Excellence Award in 2021. She's been recognized numerous times with the Trudy Bush Nursing Excellence Award, and in 2025, she was honored with the Jesuit Network of Nursing Programs Exemplary Nursing Faculty Award. Her scholarly interests are focused on the lived experiences of Jesuit-educated nurses and their influence of the formative education on their professional identity, values, and practice. Dr. McGroarty joined the St. Louis University faculty full-time in 2014. Though she practically grew up at SLU, longtime professor, grew up at SLU. In her 12 years on the faculty, she made a strong impact on students inside and outside of the classroom. Dr. McGroarty.
Good morning. Thank you, Mason. Welcome, SLU class of 2030. As Mason said, I am a rare breed for many reasons, two of which are I am a third-generation Jesuit-educated woman in my family, and I am also a second-generation educator, Jesuit educator. My father, Charlie Fleener, was a history professor here at St. Louis University for almost 40 years. Teaching, being an administrator, and beloved part of this university was my father's first and only professional job. My dad loved SLU. But here's the interesting part and why I share this story with you. None of that was part of my dad's original plan. My parents came to St. Louis in 1966 from Washington, D.C. as newlyweds. My mom was a native Washingtonian. Raised by a single mother, she had absolutely zero intention of leaving her family or the D.C. area. But my dad accepted a position in SLU's history department. As a Latin American historian, he was excited about the opportunity to teach at the soon-to-be-open Madrid campus. So they packed up their little yellow VW Bug, drove 700 miles west where they saw the Gateway Arch and their new home away from home for the very first time. They planned to stay a few years. My dad would get some good teaching experience, and they would hightail it right back to DC. And then something happened. It was quick and unexpected for them. Through the experiences they had and the people they met here at St. Louis University, they fell in love with the city and the school. They put down roots, welcomed 2 daughters. My parents were Billikens for life. My younger sister, Molly, also a proud SLU grad and Oriflamme leader to boot, and me, our lives really revolved around the people and St. Louis University. For us, Mass at College Church and dinner at the Jez Res was considered a fancy night out for the Fleener family. Once, when my mom went home to DC to visit our beloved Nana, my father took my sister and me to Humphreys for dinner. Every single night. I would not recommend a week of dinners at Humphreys. My dad was also a pioneer of the Take Your Daughters to Work movement. When we had a day off from school, my dad brought us here to SLU. As a grade schooler, I'd hang out in his office at Xavier Hall and roam around while he worked. Hold your judgment. This was the 80s. Free-range parenting was totally the norm. My dad's office moved several times to a variety of buildings, and it seemed to me that he had friends everywhere. So if you ever need a behind-the-scenes nook and cranny tour of Xavier, DMAT, College Church, or DeBerg, I'm your girl. I got you. I was born here in St. Louis, but I was raised here at SLU, and I am better for it. I've been a faculty member here for 12 years, but I have been a part of this community my entire life. Jesuit education has formed me, challenged me, supported me, and shaped the way I see the world. And today, as you begin your SLU education, there are a few things I hope you remember as you begin your journey in the place that I hold so dearly. First, say yes. Say yes to leaving your dorm room open so that the folks down the hall can wander in. Go to that Cardinals game. Come here and cheer on, or the fields, and cheer on any and all of our Billiken sports teams. Say yes to things that push you outside your comfort zone. That is where the growth is, my friends. You are going to encounter people here at SLU who do not look like you, who do not sound like you. They may not think like you, worship like you, vote like you, or come from families like yours. Get to know them and let them get to know you. Your world is about to become so much bigger if you will allow it. Second, find your people and let them find you. One of the most important things I can tell you as a member of your faculty is this: we are all so excited to meet you. Not one person sitting up here today, faculty, staff, administrator, came to work at SLU because we love this fancy regalia. I mean, we kind of do, but we're all here because we believe deeply in Jesuit education and what St. Louis University has to offer to you. Sharing what we've learned with you is a privilege we do not take for granted. Watching your eyes open to the world around you brings us immense joy. It is why we do what we do. So come see us. We don't just hang out in lecture halls. We have offices and office hours. They tend to work well together. Let us get to know you, and I mean just not just your name, your major, or the grade you got on your last exam, but you, the person. Tell us what excites you. What are you struggling with? And what do you hope to do with your one extraordinary life? We will reply to that email. But please remember, we too have lives outside the lecture halls, and sometimes a face-to-face conversation is best. We're not so scary. But real talk, my friends, as your faculty, supporting and journeying with you sometimes means we may have to have a really difficult conversation. That's what being in relationship means. We may push you when you may not want to be pushed, and hold you accountable to yourself. When you submit a paper after a due date because you forgot it was due at 8 a.m., we may gently remind you that, per the syllabus, late assignments are not accepted. End of discussion. We are not here to be mean or unfair. We are asking you to plan. We are asking you to pay attention. We know you can recover from disappointment. We want you to become the person we know you can become. And sometimes those moments, they feel enormous. The day may come when you open Canvas and see a letter next to an assignment that you have never in your life seen before and wonder what to do. That, my friends, is called a cannonball moment. You see, in 1521, a certain Spanish nobleman named Ignatius of Loyola had a pretty clear idea of what his life was going to look like: military adventures, status, and glory. I like to say Iggy was a lover and a fighter. That is, until while in battle, a cannonball shattered his leg, ending his military career. Full stop. Talk about a change in plans. Carried home for a long and painful recovery, unfortunately for Ignatius, there was no Netflix, no Prime, no Apple TV to help the hours of recovery go by faster. Stuck in bed, and I would imagine bored out of his mind, he asked for something to read. Legend has it that there were two books on hand in the Loyola family castle, The Life of Christ and The Lives of the Saints. Absolute page turners, I am sure. Yet somewhere in that unwanted pause of life, between those pages, something stirred within him, and lucky for us it did. Ignatius experienced a spiritual awakening. He began to listen to what God called him to be. He devoted his life to God, which led to him founding the Jesuit order. Ignatius did not navigate that cannonball moment alone, and neither will you. It's your people, your friends, your faculty, the body of St. Louis University. Let people into your life. Invite yourself into theirs. We are companions on this journey called life. We help each other when those cannonballs come flying. So number 3, pay attention to those cannonballs. Like my parents, the early Jesuits themselves had plans that changed. Everybody does. The Jesuits planned to travel to distant places as missionaries. Instead, circumstances and a request from their boss, the Pope, led them to education. And in 1548, the Jesuits opened their first school in Messina, Italy. Education was not the original plan, but here we are. 500 years later, Jesuit education has spread around the world, and you are now part of that story. Across 5 continents, over 3,000 Jesuit schools are in session right now, and there are 2.5 million students in Jesuit schools. One of the distinct ideas of the heart of a Jesuit education is cura personalis, care for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. So over these years, take care of your whole self. Challenge your mind. You are enrolled in a university where research, scholarship, inquiry, and discovery matter. Your mind will be stretched in ways you cannot imagine. Many of you think you know exactly what you're going to study for the next 4 years, and some of you are right. And some of you, like Naya, are very, very wrong. And that's wonderful. Discover what excites you. Discover what delights you. Notice what fills you with wonder and chase it. Care for your body. Go to the rec center. Walk around campus. Go to Forest Park, the zoo. Discover Art Hill. And before you graduate, go watch the sunrise on Art Hill. Trust me on this one. Take a yoga class in the quad or hang that hammock in the sun. Talk to a friend. Move your body. It's a package deal. Your mind will clear and your spirit will find its voice. Say yes to that spirit. Go to the 8 p.m. Mass at College Church on a Sunday, or every Sunday. Experience Atlas Week. Sign up for a campus ministry retreat. Take an immersion trip. Meet people from different backgrounds, traditions, cultures, and faiths. Learn about the lens through which somebody else experiences the world. And through it all, as the good times roll, be gentle with yourselves. You are human. This is your first time on the planet, and you're figuring it all out. We all are. Extend grace to yourself, and then extend that same grace to other people. If you have a friend struggling, you'd want them to reach out, wouldn't you? So when you're struggling, reach out. Let people in. You are a gift to one another, and you are a gift to this university. The world needs people educated in the Jesuit tradition, people who think deeply, love generously, seek justice, serve others, and recognize the dignity of every human being. The world needs you. Sometimes the thing you never wanted, never expected, and never planned for becomes the thing that points you towards what you are meant to become. I'm so glad that a cannonball, this cannonball, changed the trajectory of my parents' lives. I am a proud St. Louisan and a proud Billiken. As you begin your adventure at SLU, know that we will all be right here cheering you on. And 4 short years from now, I hope we meet again in this same sacred SLU space when you are wearing your regalia and wondering how the heck 4 years went by so quickly. In the meantime, go discover your higher purpose as you learn to serve the greater good. Welcome, class of 2030. We are so glad you are here. Roll bills.
Thank you. Dr. McGorty mentioned higher purpose, greater good, which is a short phrase St. Louis University uses to sum up its mission and aspirations. It means that all members of the SLU community serve a higher purpose as a Catholic Jesuit university while seeking the greater good, the best for all, the magis, or more for the world. Today, we have invited members of the SLU community, students, faculty, and staff who will now share with all of you how they serve a higher purpose and seek the greater good.
Good morning. I am Dr. Katrina Moore. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences and a historian. I believe the study of history reminds us that the world is complex, that every person has a story, and that compassion is essential to justice. By understanding where we have been, we can thoughtfully shape a better future for all. I serve for the greater good.
Good morning. My name is Debbie Lowy. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve as the Associate Provost for Teaching and Learning. In working to advance evidence-based, mission-aligned teaching that fosters both student and faculty flourishing, I serve for the greater good.
Hello all, I'm Sam Bremer, he, they pronouns, and I'm a sophomore studying English and communication. In my time at SLU, I have gained both the courage to stand here and say, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and free Palestine, as well as the ability to fight for them through my leadership, writing, and advocacy. I am a Billiken, and I serve for the greater good.
Hello, my name is Kevin Kalish. I'm a graduate of SLU, the parent of 2 students at SLU, and I serve as the head men's soccer coach. Truly, I am a Billiken. Every day I am inspired by our staff, faculty, and students' commitment to excellence and desire to serve the greater good. Be bold, be blue, and roll bills.
Hello, my name is Rabia Rahman. I use she, her pronouns, and I have the honor of serving as the Department Chair for Nutrition and Dietetics. In the Jesuit tradition, we are called to use our knowledge, our talents, and our compassion in service to others and to strengthen the communities around us. I serve for the greater good.
RJ Davis, and I'm a senior in the College of Arts and Sciences studying political science and American studies from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. In various service and leadership opportunities here at SLU, I have found my passion for helping others. As a true servant leader, I walk the pilgrim's path through community advocacy. I serve for the greater good.
Good morning. I am Lupe Merlo-Wink, a queer, Latin, first-generation, 2-time graduate of SLU, and I am honored to serve our students as a clinical social worker at the University of Counseling Center. I am a Billiken, and I know to serve for the greater good, community wellness and healing must matter.
Hello everyone, my name is Sami Pasala and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an incoming sophomore here at St. Louis University. At SLU, I've learned that even small acts of kindness, leadership, and service can create a lasting impact. As I pursue a career in healthcare, I will continue to use my knowledge and my voice to advocate for and make a difference in the lives of those around me. I serve for the greater good.
I'm Chris Ballard. I serve as an Assistant Vice President and Chief of the Department of Public Safety. Having spent my adult life in service to others, I am honored to lead the Department of Public Safety, where we serve for the greater good to advance the mission of St. Louis University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shushti Gadani. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a junior at SLU. By embodying Cura Personalis, I have learned that impactful service begins with holistic understanding. This value has allowed me to give back to communities in St. Louis and my hometown of Toronto, Canada. I serve for the greater good.
My name is Tim Huffman. I'm the chair of the Department of Communication, and I seek the greatest possible good through inquiry. I ask questions, solve problems, and leverage strengths to craft truth that serves justice. Through communication, I work with communities to listen to new worlds come into being.
I am Gina Murphy, and I serve as the HRS analyst in the Human Resources Department. 4 generations of my family have been shaped by St. Louis University, inspiring us to learn, serve, and lead for the greater good. We are all Billikens.
Wow, thank you all for those incredible, inspiring words. At St. Louis University, we feel called to this higher purpose. We are fueled for this greater good. And these are just a few of the individuals who exemplify this every single day on our campus. Our next speaker today has a very special role that will hopefully make St. Louis University's mission even clearer for all of you. Our Vice President for Mission and Identity, Father David Sawalski of the Society of Jesus, will now come forward to mission our new students as they begin their lives at St. Louis University.
Good morning. St. Louis University is a Catholic and Jesuit university that proudly takes inspiration from the values of the Gospels and the experience of nearly 500 years of Jesuit education. We seek to be in relationship with one another and with our local community here in St. Louis. These relationships are mutual and respectful, for we know that we have much to learn from others, just as we have much to offer to others. We are men and women for and with others. Whether in a classroom or lab or in the library or catching some downtime in a hammock, we know we're not alone. No, we are part of a community of faith and learning that seeks to discover the face of God in the faces of all we encounter. No one here at SLU is an inconvenience, just one more folder in a file. All of us are persons who possess dreams, ideas, and hopes for the future. We are all worthy of respect and of opportunity, and we all fight fiercely to make this campus, this city, and our society more just, more equitable, more like the Lord desires for our world to be. The founder of the Society of Jesus, St. Ignatius, wrote, "For those who love, nothing is too difficult." Friends, strive to love one another as you are loved. Starting from love allows each one of us to live fully. Love shrinks anxiety, empowers trust, pushes us to risk. And love is what brought you here, most especially the love of your family who has shaped and guided you to this very day. One of the great poets of the 19th century was a Jesuit, Father Gerard Manley Hopkins, and one of his greatest poems opens with this line: "The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from shook foil." This university and all who are part of it, each one of us, is charged with God's grandeur, empowered with incredible talent and intellect to seek out the world's grandeur in literature, in art, and in science, in flight, in performance, in prayer. We foster curiosity And like St. Ignatius and the other great heroes of the Society of Jesus, we know that all that is possible here is but an invitation to go out into our often broken world to walk with others as companions on a journey. You have taken your first steps at St. Louis U, steps that will eventually bring you back to this arena in a few short years. But now allow me to pose 3 questions for your consideration now and perhaps later as you make choices that will shape your SLU experience. 1, do I love it? I mean, why waste your time and talent doing something where you lack passion and interest? 2, am I good at it? You know, no one hopes to just be satisfactory. No one hopes to just eke out a living, a salary. No one seeks to highlight your participation trophy on a fireplace mantle. And finally, 3, does the world need it? Our world needs you to be makers of change, to be lovers of good, to be challengers to the status quo, to find new ways of proceeding, to value those who have been cast aside, to seek for justice, to be generous and service, to be a great friend, spouse, parent, or even a priest for that matter. Welcome to St. Louis University, where knowledge touches lives. Ad maiorem Dei gloriam, for the greater glory of God. Your Oriflamme leaders have distributed the St. Louis University prayer book to you. I hope you keep a hold of it over these 4 years and use it while you're here at SLU. I invite you to turn to page 82, and you will see a prayer of St. Ignatius Loyola called the Suscipe. Page 82. And together, let's offer this prayer. Take, Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, and my entire will, all I have, and call my own. You have given all to me. To you, Lord, I return it. Everything is yours. Do with it what you will. Give me only your love and your grace. That is enough for me. Amen. And welcome to SLU.
Thank you, Father Swalski. Next, we will hear some words of inspiration from St. Louis University's president, Dr. Edward Fazer. President Fazer grew up in the Pacific Northwest and attended the University of San Francisco, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science in Government. He then pursued graduate studies at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, earning both a master's and a PhD in city and regional planning. Dr. Fazer's career in higher education has included faculty and leadership roles at UNC Chapel Hill, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, the University of Manchester in the United Kingdom, and most recently, Oregon State University. He has also served in government as the Assistant Secretary for Policy in the North Carolina Department of Commerce. Dr. Fazer teaches in areas of public policy, economics, and planning. Shaped by his Jesuit education, Dr. Fazer's leadership is defined by a steadfast commitment to the success of every student and the power of universities to transform lives and contribute to flourishing communities. Dr. Fazer became the university's 34th president last year. I hope you'll join me in giving him a warm welcome. President Fazer.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Naya. Thank you, Mason, for serving as our MCs today. Thank you to all the faculty and staff who joined us and to our speakers. Thank you to Oriflamme and to Housing and Residence Life. Give them a round of applause. And all those who help students move in and orient themselves to SLU. Your generosity of spirit, warmth, and care for others exemplifies the kind of place we strive to be. To our returning students, welcome back. And to our new first-year transfer and graduate students, I offer you the warmest possible welcome to St. Louis University. We are so glad you're here. Last year, I was a freshman, my first year at SLU. I started strong, walking in at Convocation and all this finery, my first formal event as a university president, and promptly sat down in the wrong seat. Not the one I was told to sit in the rehearsal the day before, or the one that had my name on it. So I scooted over to the other side. And then as I sat in my assigned seat, gazing out at all these expectant faces before me, I felt a cool breeze. And I thought, wow, this fabric really breathes. And then I looked down, and this zipper was slowly separating from the bottom up, which it proceeded to do inch by inch for the next hour. My desperate attempts to slow it down by staying perfectly still failed. I finished the ceremony wearing a heavy cape. So freshmen, the lesson. Stuff happens to everybody. As you get to know this place, you may make a mistake or embarrass yourself. When you do, don't sweat it. Come see me. We can commiserate. But this year I'm a sophomore, which makes me much wiser. I think twice as wise, or at least 25% as wise, depending on how you do the math. But you've heard a lot of wisdom and advice already, so and all of it's been terrific. I'm going to be brief. At SLU, we have a mascot. It's called a Billiken. You may have heard of it. Most universities have fierce wild animals for mascots. Wolverines, tigers, razorbacks, eagles. Some insecure universities even have war eagles, symbols of power, dominance, and speed. Now, where I'm from, the Pacific Northwest, university mascots are small woodland creatures or domesticated animals that have useful jobs or vocations, like the industrious beaver, or the workmanlike husky, or the clownish duck. And then there's the odd university that picks a stack of one-page handbills as its mascot, the Flyers. Pamphlets, inexplicable. And then there's us. We have a small, round, slightly mysterious figure who represents the way things ought to be. And we have a convocation tradition built on our shared pride in our mascot. We're going to try it now. So all new Billikens, I want you to repeat after me as loud as you can. I am a Billiken. That was not terrible. It's a start. Oriflamme, can we work with that? Okay, so let's pause for a minute, though. What really is a Billiken? A Billiken represents things not as they are, not as they've always been, not as they were, but as they ought to be. It's an audacious idea, and it's a good description for what SLU hopes for and expects from you. Billikens look at what's broken in the world, at what's unjust, at what's working, and what's possible. They ask not only what is this, but what could this become? Billikens are dreamers who get to work. Now, some of you already know exactly what work you want to do, what you want to study, maybe even where you want to be 10 years from now. Most of you don't. That's perfectly fine. I didn't either. One of the great lessons of a Jesuit education is the path reveals itself while you're on it, not before you start walking. So start walking. Embrace the experiment. Say yes to the unexpected. Take the class you're not sure you need. Walk into the conversation you weren't sure you were ready to have. Suspend judgment. Listen seriously. Resist the temptation, your own or anyone else's, to dismiss ideas rather than engage them. In your travels, don't be afraid of the unanticipated forks in the road. The path you choose may be a nudge from God. And some of us believe that learning to hear those nudges is how you discern a life worth living. And when you arrive at wherever there turns out to be, don't just show up for yourself. Show up for the person next to you. Be for others. The world as it ought to be doesn't get built alone. Here's what SLU promises in return. We believe in you. You belong here. We're going to care enough about you to ask more of you, not less. To expect you to persist when something is hard, to learn from failure, to truly love and care for your neighbor. And to keep becoming more fully the person we know you're capable of being and that this world badly needs you to be. It's the life we want for you. Yes, a life of accomplishment, but also one of meaning, generous service, and joy. It's our invitation to you to become a Billiken, not just for these next few years, but for life. A Billiken forever. So let's try this I am a Billiken thing again. Oriflamme and Res Life, can you help us out? Okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, everybody. We're going to do this all together. On 3, 1, 2, 3. What do you think, Oriflamme? One more time? All right, everything you got. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's pretty good. And we are so glad you are. All right, one more thing. I want to share one more detail about Billiken lore. It's said that to have a Billiken is lucky, but to receive the gift of a Billiken brings luck. So today we're giving all our new students tiny Billikens. Very tiny Billikens. Your Oriflamme leaders will pass them out on the way out of the arena. Let this Billiken be your talisman, bringing you good luck and positive energy as you embark on your first days at SLU. Throw him in your backpack, keep him in your pocket, set him on a shelf. Wherever he lands, let him remind you of all that you are, all that you will be, and all that you will do to make this world as it ought to be. We are so glad you're here. God bless you, and welcome to St. Louis University.
He's a lot taller than us. Thank you, Dr. Fazer. We are truly pleased to have all of you with us today, and thank you for choosing St. Louis University as your new home. Before we wrap up, I would like to ask you to join me in taking a moment to show some love for the many wonderful student leaders, faculty, and staff who made move-in and fall welcome happen. Let's hear it for our resident advisors.
Oriflamme leaders.
Transfer mentors.
International ambassadors.
Commuter assistants.
Housing and residence life staff.
Student Involvement Center staff.
Facilities and custodial staff.
Dining staff.
Events services staff.
And the countless other faculty and staff who volunteered for move-in. Thank you.
As a reminder, there are many fall welcome activities planned for today and for the next several days. Please visit the SLU's website for more information about these activities and traditions. I'm pleased to tell you that a new tradition is starting right now. As Dr. Fazer mentioned, that we are all Billikens, and to ensure that our new students get one more dose of Billiken luck, they're going to get the chance to rub the belly of the bronze Billiken just outside of the arena as they leave today's ceremony. But they're not the only ones with an assignment. We are asking all returning students, staff, and faculty who are not seated on the floor that as they leave the arena to please stand along both sides of the pathway toward the soccer stadium and cheer on our newest Billikens as they embark on this new tradition. Look at the screens for directions on where to stand. As you see, there's like a blue line, and yeah. So let's start this new SLU tradition.
Returning students, staff, and faculty, the minute this ceremony ends, please exit the arena via Gate A and quickly take place along the pathway to give our new Billikens an enthusiastic SLU welcome. New students, please follow the directions of your Oriflamme leaders exiting the arena through Gate B. You'll launch this brand new tradition and get some Billiken luck as we begin the school year. So now, let's get started. Welcome to St. Louis University.